Hello and welcome to Board Stupid. My name's Wayne.
I'm Tom.
I'm Simon.
And I'm maybe Matt, but
Matt
I'm
doesn't know
not sure
anymore.
at this point.
His brain
of
is
the
leaked
day.
out of his ears.
He's not done. That's what he's not.
He is not done yet, because we're only at day 2 at the busiest Spiel ever. And my goodness. Tom, lead us off. What did you play or see today?
So, first thing this morning, we went by your friends who you spoke to yesterday, Teetotum Games.
Yeah.
Can't even say it. And
It's been a long day.
Tom can't do words anymore.
and we originally went to have a look at Restart.
Yeah.
And we ended up playing the first game by the same designers, Age of Rome.
Cool.
Age of Rome it's a sort of a mid-weight Euro with a lot of the... I want to say there's a lot of familiarity in the way that the scoring mechanisms work. Lots of sort of point salad ways of scoring points. Great.
Be the
Not
best
super
in this
complicated.
area. Fill up this particular thing. Build
Exactly.
this statue.
Yeah.
And then they go, okay, here you go. This is your little section of the board. You go ahead, you build up your province. And then at the end of the round, that province spins away and someone else is in control of it next round.
Such a clever technique.
Nice.
Yeah.
But- No, go ahead, Matt.
They got this very clever board that it rotates every turn, and you can take care of your section of the board and maybe cause a few issues just before you
Leave a
are about
couple of
to
little
finish,
traps.
and just spinning around and send the troubles away to someone else.
And you guys got to play Restart as well, Simon.
We did, yeah. We headed back this afternoon. We booked in to play Restart. What a massively ambitious
It's
game.
a real brain fuck. It's great.
I think we had actually kind of had enough at that point, but Antonius explained it to us fantastically. It's so in-depth, so much to
ambitious,
look at.
right? What an ambitious project.
The design level at this point is amazing. You've got this kind of 3D layered bracketing for where you place cards. You can tuck cards in like a hidden tray underneath. You've got multiple areas on the board that you're affecting at different times. And there's degrees of time traveling. You've got a younger and older version of yourself, which adds a
You
whole new element
Must
to the
not
game.
meet your younger self.
Never meet your younger self. It looks amazing, and we obviously saw that. Yes, me and Matt played it as well. Brilliant game, really ambitious project. Matt, we also started the day by seeing Avalon the Rivenvale.
Yes, my
And speaking to
number
the team
one pick for this year of game to
Yes.
see, and is absolutely fantastic. The guys at Shadowborn, they walked away from what it could have been an easy win doing Oddsworn
2 or
Volume
2.5.
2 or
Pumping out more
whatever.
content
Yeah,
for
yeah,
it over and over again.
Yeah. But they didn't. They went somewhere completely
just
different.
went in area controls, exploration,
Euro-inspired.
Euro-inspired. With absolutely fantastic. The game
Very
is gonna,
brave move, I think.
Yes,
Very
it
brave
is.
move.
It is. And again, we got an interview with the guys. It's gonna come out in the next few days when they explain why they walked away from that genre,
Yeah.
why they did something even more ambitious than the past. But you need to stay tuned and watch the
And watch
interview when
that.
it comes
and I am
out.
now excited about this, and I'll retell the story that when I saw this at UKGE, I was tired, and I was like, oh, it's just another more dungeon crawlers,
Another
more minis.
dungeon crawler
Ah,
with massive minis.
I can't do it. I'm not interested. But this time, actually,
Doesn't sound like me.
yeah, right. I say it does sound like you to be fair.
No.
But actually, no. This is way closer to something that I think I would like. And it looks absolutely incredible. So I am now. My hype has gone right through the roof now for
The
this
thing
game.
that stuck out for me was the board is circular and modular. You start on the periphery and you work your way in as you explore. But if you don't put any permanent buildings down, the area that you leave behind turns back to mist. So the exploration is constant. in the
It's
game.
got like it's like a fog of war, right?
Yeah, it is.
A continuous
It is,
mist, which is really interesting.
What else have we saw, Wayne?
Matt, we managed to sit down. We had a little surprise. We played a game by a new company called Neon Hope. By Hopeful Games. This is not designed by, but it's the same guy that was involved with Beacon Patrol.
Yes.
Torben. But he was the he's now founded this company with some other folks who have designed this game. Yeah, and it is a kind of like Arkham Horror, the living card game.
Yes.
In that sort of style, but way more accessible and with such an amazing vibe.
Way
Matt.
more accessible, with a cyberpunk take on the theme.
Yes.
Don't they bill it as sort of like a combination cyberpunk solar punk?
Solar punk,
Solar
yeah,
punk.
exactly. So there is still hope out in the
There's a
future,
utopia type,
but
yeah.
it's still the artwork is fantastic. The RPG elements to the games are
Simple enough, but interesting.
Simple enough, but very interesting.
Yeah.
And the game just like flows really, really
We
well.
sat down and the vibe is cool, right? The world is great. And about 20 minutes in, I was like, I was like, this is really fun, isn't it? And he was like, yeah, this is
It's
really
great.
cool. Like,
Yes.
actually really enjoyed the process of that game. And it feels very much like an Arkham Horror type game. So if you like that, you might be very interested in it. So yeah. How about you
Simon,
guys? What
yeah?
else?
We finally escaped the madness of Hall 3. It's nice and relatively quiet now because it's 8 o'clock.
There's no one here. It's 8 o'clock at
Yeah,
night.
it's pretty empty beside the
Apart
party.
from the party back there. So yeah.
All day was absolute chaos in here, but once I started, I was like, right, I'm getting through Hall 3, so I'm writing it off now. The rest of the weekend, I'm not coming back in here. But we went to Hall 2, to Arcane Wonders, and played Kraftwagen, which was, I think, a sleeper hit, really, but it's going to be amazing.
We originally went over to look at
I wanted to see Video Game Champion
Video
as well,
Game Champion.
which also looked very good, but was busy.
next table over. Oh, this looks interesting.
Yeah.
We'll sit down and have a look at some car manufacturing. Why not?
It's a 1920 style build a car company kind of thing,
Yeah.
which sounds a bit dry.
It's
but
early car manufacturing.
so you're building like not quite Model T Fords, Buicks, Cadillacs, the classic, old school cars. You're picking up bodies for the cars or different engines. You're looking to scale up the tech so you can get better ones of those.
Yep.
Combine the two together and then you sell them at market with a various number of buyers that you choose to put in looking for different criteria.
You manipulate the buyers and then have to try and make sure that you've prepared the right car, body, engine combinations, sell point combinations.
You also, as a classic car manufacturer, have a race car in permanent stead that you want to get racing around a small lap, which is great fun, give you more points on an increasing basis. The best bit, though, is the action selection. All of the actions are based in a circle around the middle of the board, and you have a token which you move. If you're the last player, you jump as far ahead in the circle as you like to choose the best action that you want. But if you leave a big enough gap behind, everyone behind you will take multiple actions before it gets back to you.
Yeah,
So
the person who goes next is always whoever's in the last position on the action selection wheel. It's like a chase mechanic.
And you might end up
the
with
turn order constantly changes.
and you might end up with 2, maybe 3, or even 4 turns in a row where you go, well, everyone's ahead of me, I'll do this one. Everyone's still ahead of me, I'll do this one as well. And then, now I can jump ahead and get a really cool action, like 3 turns in a row, basically. Very, very exciting.
Sounds super cool.
Yeah,
It's
sounds
very
super
interesting.
cool. Sounds not as complicated as Speakeasy. That we witnessed the explanation of the game. My nose was bleeding at the end because it was it's seriously, it's a super amazing game.
Yeah.
It looks like it's after the explanation is super mega wide. It's something that takes time. We will have to probably sit down.
We were sitting there listening to Vital Lacerda explain it, and I was like, my brain hurts.
Yeah,
It's like an unconscious mind level of...
way more.
Significantly
way more.
Significantly more than that.
Talking about Avia,
Yeah.
what else? We had a nice interview with
I don't know. You tell me. Who do we have a nice interview
the designer of SETI. That is
Seth, sorry, Thomas.
That is going to come out as well.
I'm looking over here. I was like, that was my next segue, but
That
you've gone to that way.
is just
You've gone heavy.
Yeah, no, I was staying
I'll
on
go
the
there
Avia
next.
side,
Okay.
not that
SETI, yes.
heavy.
Designer, sorry, Tom Ash, who is a wonderful guy. Thank you, Tom Ash. SETI is fantastic. We'll have that interview up very soon. We have a copy of that we're going to be breaking open to review and get to you as soon as we can as well. And then we had a chat with Czech Games Edition as well, just to talk about the rest of their plans and all their exciting stuff.
We will
coming up
tell
as
you
well,
all about it.
Which we'll tell you all about it. And then let's bring it back down to earth
Yes.
from SETI to Wise Wizard Games.
Oh, yes. So we tried the new game that is coming out on crowdfunding next week.
Yes.
Draconis.
Draconis 8.
And it's a card game, TGC style.
Yes.
But with a very interesting concept behind.
It's interesting, accessible, and also the great thing about this is it's like $5 and you've got a deck. Right, that's it.
Is it TCG or is it an LCG?
No, it's a collectible card game.
It is going to be
CCG.
Yeah.
Trading
But
card.
to give you a quick flavor of what it looks like, we're talking about if you ever played Final Fantasy VIII.
Yes, Triple Triad. It's that.
Think
the
about
game.
Triple Triad.
Yeah, I was looking over some people's shoulders earlier. I was like, this looks weirdly familiar.
Yes, if
Like
you're of a certain
the
vintage.
back of my mind.
Yeah.
So we managed to have a game of the
With a-
game, and it's addictive. So
It is actually brilliant. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I was just watching it and I was having fun. It was great.
Does it look like it's going to stay in the realms of reasonable for?
Yes,
Because these kind of games
definitely.
always feel like they spiral.
Their whole thing when we were talking to them just felt like fair. Like everything is balanced. It's just like they have a system in the background. You can literally spend £5 and you have a deck.
Yeah.
That is it. And it's like,
Yeah.
if you want to buy a starter kit, that's enough for 4 people, or you can draft with it.
Yeah.
There's no like wild stuff with like, there's no rarity.
no,
barrier,
there's
that
no
is it.
rarity or
So
anything.
there's not like you don't have it's just a random distribution
Yeah.
of stats.
Yeah.
I was saying to Tom literally this afternoon, like card games should be for that kind of thing. For me, should be like pocket money games. You shouldn't need to go out of your way to
And-
buy
yeah.
a whole box full of cards.
Very much feels like that. As
So
well.
many TCGs fail because they try to be Magic the Gathering immediately.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
And
they
there
don't-
is-
they don't have the clout.
Yeah, there's no rarity barrier. It's just a random distribution of stats, which is really cool.
Good.
But again,
cool.
more about the game in the next
Later
few
in
days. We're
interviews
gonna
that
have
you'll see.
a playthrough and interviews and
All that good
much
stuff.
more.
Um,
What after that?
oh my gosh, what else did we see? Matt, I can't even remember. I'm literally going to need to
Where
look at my
are we?
notes.
Well,
What's
we
going
had
on?
a nice chat with the guys at Mighty Board.
Oh yes, we did.
Just back there, being noisy.
Yes, so we got a few news again coming out about that.
Basically, there is going to be a reprint of and an expansion too. No, it's public. It's over there. They've got a
no,
poster.
don't say it.
Fate
You're gonna
Forge.
spoil it.
Fate Forge. It's public.
We got more information
More
about
information
that
coming out as well. So that is going to be amazing as well.
Is that going to be on Kickstarter as well? The expansion?
Yeah,
or is
they're
it
going to
gonna
reprint.
Yeah,
They're going to
so it's,
reprint it. It'll be
yeah.
on
Cool.
on
Okay, so
crowdfunding.
it'll be another campaign.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also we spoke to Mind Clash about Revenant, and we spoke
And
to the
that is
designer
a big one.
of Revenant, Alan. Thank you as well, Alan, for hanging out with us. And my gosh, that looks super. It sounds amazing.
Yes.
Taking the Voidfall universe and doing a completely different concept, really zoomed in.
Totally different game.
Yeah,
Right,
so as
yeah.
opposed to zoomed out, we've got the Galactic 4X. This is now zoomed in into like a worker placement game with worker places that slowly disappear over the course of the game.
Yeah.
As a concept, sounds
Really
freaking
cool.
awesome.
And it's
So, yeah.
good. We got a proper demo tomorrow where we're gonna sit down and play it. So we're gonna tell you more about that. But again, we got interviews with the guys at Mind Clash showing
And
us all the
that'll all
stuff,
be
interview
coming
with
up
the
soon.
designer of the game. But yeah, again, more and more and more
More and
stuff
more and more.
coming out. And my mind is fried.
Okay, and on that bombshell.
On that bombshell, I think we're going to go home.
Yeah,
And
thanks
sit
to
down
Mighty
somewhere.
Boards for the invite for this evening. It was a pleasure
Yeah.
to catch up with
Yeah.
everyone.
If you hear some music, it's because yeah, we've been at a little party
Two
here,
beers in.
and yeah,
And I'm done. We'll catch you again real soon.
ciao.
What's it?